So each painting in my series is particular to a certain mama's tracks. I never repeat them, and I note the time and date that I find them. This is this mama. As you can see, I've drawn it out of black and I've added different colors. This one, I did her path mostly in texture. This one, it's called Always Had High Hopes, I still do. You can see the tracks. When all these black lines, when I started making heavy black lines thinking this will be a dark area. And then I like the way they look, so I just leave them here. Here's one. You can see this mama's tracks through the middle. This is a green turtle, you can tell because of the flipper patterns. And it's interesting because they have kind of a topographical feel, even if you don't know what they are. And they remind people of someplace familiar. I had a gentleman who say, I know exactly what this painting is. And I said, oh really, what is it? And he said, as you're flying out of the Denver airport, that's the mountain ranges and the river, where really it's a green turtle track. And this blue area line, which he thought was a river, is actually the University of Central Florida tire tracks, because that's how they count the sea turtle nest. This painting is called Makai. It's a Hawaiian word that means to the ocean. This is a sea turtle nest. And as you can see up towards the top, this turtle has gone back to the water. It also kind of looks like water because there's so many layers, like you were looking down into the ocean. I like to do them all in a different style. It's fun for me, and different people like different things, so, but it's always a turtle track. This one also, to me, reminds me of waves in the water. Here's one up here. Again, a different way. I painted the tracks, and then I used a spray bottle to make the paint drip. This one is of hatchling tracks, which look like little scratchy, scratchy marks all over the beach. And I have rescued a hatchling. I have not seen one boil out of, I call it a boil because they all just come out of the sand, but it's on my bucket list. This one, I usually use uplifting colors because I'm trying to me, this is a positive thing, and I feel like it gives them energy, feeling of positivity. But every once in a while, I like to do something different. This is a loggerhead track. This has layers of stainless steel paint, black glazes, metallics, and some highlights of white to just suggest the tracks. This one is called Transcendence, which is a perfect name for my moment on the beach. Our whole world is so beautiful and such a miracle. This one, you can see the mama's track. Again, this is a loggerhead. She went up here, here's her nest, and then she came back down this way. This was created with 17 layers of blue, so it gives a feeling of depth as you're looking down into it. Painting is called euteria. It's actually a word that a professor, Glenn Albrecht, he coined this term, and it means a feeling of oneness with the earth. And as you can see here, this is a false crawl. The turtle came down here, got spooked, afraid of something, or maybe it was lights, people, something made her turn right around and go right back to the water. When I put this out, sketched it out, the composition needed something else. As you can see, here's where she came down, here's where she turned around and went back, but I added some extra just for the composition of the painting. This is also interesting because besides adding molding compound for the texture, because the way I draw these lines, they intersect and everything, and when I'm starting to add the color, I'm like, wow, that looks like a face. And if you had a close-up of this, if you were seeing it in person, you would see there's lots of birds, there's lots of animals. Here's a wolf, there's a fish, here's an alligator, another alligator, more birds, more fish. I don't know what kind of animal this is, but there's the eyes and ears, maybe some kind of African beast on their prairie. But I don't draw these animals, they just come. I feel like that they're souls that are also part of the universe, and they want to be included in my paintings. Now, when I put out a new painting, people say they start immediately looking for faces and different animals they can find, and it becomes kind of a game. Because almost every painting here, if you look close enough, there's some kind of face, whether it's human, animal, something. But I enjoy doing these. I give a percentage to sea turtle rescue organizations for each painting that I sell. So I feel like I'm putting a little good out into the world and maybe saving some sea turtles. Another reason why I do this is because there are so many images of horrible things like, sea turtles with white lines, fishing lines across them, or poachers with elephants and things like that. And it's just so heartbreaking that I, for one, can't look at them. I just turn away. With this, there's a need for those because we have to show that these atrocities really do exist. But I feel like using bright colors and and having a track for each mama is that maybe when you're on the beach, you think about that and you think, oh, I'm connected to the story of this mama, and you take your trash and your bottles and you fill in your holes because these have made you think about sea turtles and their journey and how miraculous it is that they say 1 out of 1,000 eggs that hatch make it back to the same beach where they were born to nest. And that's pretty incredible odds. So anything that I can do to help with that in a very small way, I'm very happy to do it. I so appreciate the opportunity to display my paintings in this beautiful area and to talk to the people of the church. They were also lovely, and of course, a big thank you to Natalie Bless for giving me this opportunity. So be kind, take care of the earth and each other. Thank you.